show for you this morning here on the Voice of Virginia. That's Super Dave behind the glass. Good morning, Super Dave.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. I got here. I beat you to work today.
Yeah.
Kind of unusual. Never happens.
There were more cars in the parking lot when I pulled in than normal.
Did I scare you? Did you think maybe you were late for work?
No. No.
Wait a minute. Herrera's here. Herrera beat me to work today.
No, I just figured, I don't know why he's here so early, but I'm glad somebody's working.
Yeah. No, I woke up early and I'm like, oh, I might as well come to work.
I'm like, what is all this noise? It's usually quiet this time of morning.
There gets like a little respite. What you get here about 3:30?
Yeah, or sometimes 3:40. It just depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes closer to 4 o'clock, as Dave discovered a couple weeks ago.
3:30, 4 o'clock.
There's been a couple of times I'm walking in the door, I get a text that Gary says, "I'm on my way." I go, "I didn't even know you were in." I trust you.
Sometimes I work ahead and hit the snooze button a couple of times. But yeah, 3:30-ish.
I went to bed early. I woke up. It was like 3 something. I'm like, I think I'll just get up and come to work. So I came to work early today. And I feel very refreshed. I'm going to have a good show today. We've got a ton of guests coming up on the show today, including someone who wants to be the next senator from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Bert Mississauga, the general, will join us on the program today. We have another governor joining us on the program today, Super Dave. But it's not George Allen, and it's not Jim Gilmore. It's Governor Scott Walker from Wisconsin. He's going to join us on the program today. He's the president of I'm actually an alumni of Young Americans. I was a YAFR, Young Americans for Freedom in college. With college kids getting ready to start school, you're a parent, you're going to want to hear what Governor Scott Walker has to say coming up this morning at 7:30. So like I said, 7 o'clock hour, power pack. Tom Garrett stops by on a Tuesday as usual. And I've got a really great Herrera Asks question of the day. All of that coming up this morning on Richmond's Morning News. But we start, as always, with our Richmond Morning News Brief. Here's the stories we're working on, we're going to talk about on today's program. So away we go. Story number one, and a very rare bit of diplomacy, the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, when his special envoy sat down face-to-face with Hamas. That's our number one story of the day.
Number one.
Jared Kushner sat down with Hamas in negotiations. So here's the deal. They have a 15-point plan. Hamas disarms. Israel pulls back more from Gaza. Gaza becomes self-regulated. But Hamas says, we're not sure we want to give up our weapons and disarm ourselves. Well, the president said, all right, Kushner, go over there and see what you can do. Sat down with them and basically told them, fellas, it's either fish or cut bait. Either you lay down your arms, otherwise something really bad is going to happen. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. We came up with this peace plan. People signed off on it. You're saying, no, we're not gonna go along with it. The choice is yours. Either you give up your arms and you stop it, otherwise something bad's going to come your way. That's our biggest story of the morning. Now, story number two, more primaries today. This time, one of the big states up for grabs is Florida. That's our second big story of the day.
Number two.
Both Democrats and Republicans in Florida will pick party nominees today in races for governor, U.S. Senate, and for Congress.
No, I told you, Florida.
Following
Columbia House,
redistricting intended to be advantageous to the GOP. Some races within both parties include candidates accused of anti-Semitism, and some races pit so-called establishment Democratic incumbents against Democratic Socialist-backed challengers. Florida's primary is closed, meaning voters needed to register with a party in advance. Between mail-in and early voting, more than 2 million ballots have already been cast before today. In Miami, Eben Brown, Fox News.
All right, one of the interesting battles will be Debbie Wasserman Schultz. You remember her? She was the head of the DNC, had to leave in disgrace, one of the biggest critics of the president, one of the biggest allies of Hillary Clinton. She's up in a battle for her political life right now against another Democratic socialist. The Democrats, as we watch these primaries, the DSA is coming for the Democratic Party. Hakeem Jeffries had to say, I am not for abolishing ICE. I'm not for giving up prisons. I'm not for getting rid of the police. I'll throw this out at you, okay? How much power do you think the Democratic Socialists of America are going to have when the next Congress reconvenes. There's just going to be a few of them. But you have to understand, they'll have more power than you can ever think of for one reason only. Our margins are so thin. And that if you're a Democrat, you have to have every vote you possibly can to try to win. That means they're going to be able to hold you hostage. Now, oh boy, I shudder to think of this. If the Democrats win the House, I want you to think about something. You see how in the Senate, Murkowski or Susan Collins can hold everybody hostage to get what she wants. Rand Paul does it all the time. You've got Republicans that have done that in the House of Representatives when you've got a slim majority. If you have a slim majority and you're a Democrat, do you know what kind of havoc the Democratic Socialists are going to be able to have if the Democrats become the leaders and the Speaker of the House becomes a Democrat? We're all going to be in trouble. Something to keep an eye on today down in Florida as these primaries continue. All right, story number 3, RVA City Hall. I've got your money. I'm just not going to give you your money. That's our third story of the day.
Number 3.
All right, our friend Graham Mumma of the Richmonder.org. It's a nonpartisan newspaper, or actually publication. So it's not a right-wing wacko or a left-wing loon publication, but another story. So we talked about yesterday that the city had to farm out the grant giving program because it was so full of waste, fraud, and corruption. People getting grants that they weren't entitled to, paperwork getting destroyed. Well, the city said, we just can't trust ourselves to give out grants, so we'll have somebody else do it for us. I got another story for you, and this is courtesy of Graham Mumma. Go to richmonder.org to read this. Spring of 2024, local real estate firm was sued by the city of Richmond, claiming officials had erroneously jacked up their tax bill at about 18 acres of industrial property near Port of Richmond. So they go and the lawyers get together and go, you know what? You're right. We did incorrectly tax you, so we need to give you this money back, okay? So the broad terms of the deal were settled in 2025. Guess what? They still haven't gotten paid. They're still waiting for their money. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. City attorney says, I share your frustration. There's 2025 in it, but it goes, yeah, I'd like to get it off my plate. Unfortunately, there are many new folks in finance, and I don't have the context I've had in the past to get you your money. We owe you the money. We just won't give you the money. Folks, I keep telling you, the more and more you look, the more and more you see how incredibly inept Richmond City Hall is. Richmond City Hall continues to just be so inept and ineffective. It's laughable if it wasn't so funny. Check out the article, richmond.org. That's our third story of the morning. All right, fourth story of the morning. Something that you would always dread as a member of Gen X. You get that envelope. You hope your mom didn't see it because it's more records from Columbia House.
Number 4.
Music stirs you up. Music shakes you out. The Columbia Record and Tape Club can help you get a lot more music. Every time you go. Just find our ad. It's in your Sunday paper. Pick any 11 records or tapes for a penny and see how to get even more music free. Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, Dire Straits, Phil Collins, hundreds more. All the music you love. The Columbia Record and Tape Club. No one else gives you so much for so little. 11 albums, 1 cent. Find our ad in Sunday's paper. Take it to your mailbox.
Dave, did you join the Columbia Record Club as a kid?
I probably still owe them money from like 1979.
I just want to know. Let me know on the James River Air text line this morning if you ever subscribe to that, because that's the original subscription service that now leads me to have 17 different streaming services, and I don't watch 5 of them. And if my wife finds out how much I subscribe to things that I don't use anymore, she's going to get mad. How much money do we waste?
1 minute.
Through all of these subscription. services. Were you a member of the Columbia Record Club? The reason we bring this up, I don't know how they stayed in business, Dave. They finally folded their tent and are going away. Wow. All right. We'll talk about that this morning on Richmond's Morning News. And finally, just a bit of a little news that'll bring a smile to your face. Today is National Fajita Day.
Good morning, my people.
You've got to wake up, please.
What?
Because I'm making fajitas.
Today, of course, is National Fajita Day.
National Fajita Day.
Oh, fajitas.
I do like fajitas.
Celebrate National Fajita Day.
Fajitas! Be careful! Very hot plate! Very hot!
Fajitas are served.
Come on, it's showtime.
Today is National Fajita Day. I know what I'm having for dinner tonight, Dave.
That's a good choice.
Pizza.
But pizza's even better.
I mean, who has the best fajitas in town? That's the question. You
I have no idea.
You're a newcomer. You're what's Charles Powell call me? Come here. I just came here. I just moved to town. What's the best? Who has the best fajitas? Let me know. 833-804-1140. That's Richmond's Morning News Brief for today. All right. Program brought to you this morning by A+ Roofing. So my friend Billy Kane wants to continue to remind you, you got to get new shingles for your roof. You know it, and you just keep dragging your feet. You keep dragging your feet. What I'll tell you is it's just going to keep costing you more